Dear friends, welcome to yet another installment of Orbital Geek. Imagine a journey to the year 2050, where the fascinating future of biotechnology awaits us. In this video, we enter a world where bioprinting of organs, living architecture, artificial wombs, and biohybrid robots become reality. We explore the existence of neo-humans with abilities beyond comprehension and biohackers shaping new life forms. Technology promises to cure diseases, reverse aging, and even bring back extinct species. However, as we redefine the boundaries of life, profound ethical questions arise. Are we transforming ourselves into gods or monsters? Watch until the end to understand how biotechnology can sculpt our future and share your opinion. Would you embrace these changes or fear the consequences? Don't forget to subscribe for more reflections on the future of humanity. What happens when we begin to unite biology and technology? It's about the power to recode life itself. We see organ farms, governments using artificial wombs to rebuild populations, and robots integrating biological parts. Genetically modified humans will be able to heal with touch, and much more. This is the horizon of biotechnology. But what will become of our environment when we start designing life and become an invasive species? And what happens in the underground laboratories of biohackers, far from regulations? If human bodies were bioengineered, would we evolve into a new species, becoming less human and more alien? Humanity will cease to be a mere observer of nature to become its master. This is the next phase of our evolution, starting with bioprinting. Bioprinting is a form of three-dimensional or even four-dimensional printing that uses living cells, called bioinks, instead of plastic or metal. These cells are printed layer by layer, growing and connecting to form biological structures. With bioprinting, we're not just creating objects, we're giving them life. It's the alchemist's dream coming true. Some basic uses include bioprinted eye corneas, hair follicles to combat hair loss, personalized cosmetic tests, and combat wound healing. Looking ahead, advanced bioprinting could create three-dimensional coral reefs, providing habitats for marine life and helping to restore damaged ecosystems, or small-scale robotic space stations that function as bioprinting factories, as printing with liquids is more efficient in a microgravity environment. As we explore the fascinating future of biotechnology, we find bioprinted organ farms emerging as a response to the shortage of donations. Here, organs are grown using the patient's own cells to create miniature organoids, allowing medical responses to be tested before actually administering them. Bioprinted prosthetic limbs are carefully designed to fit the individual perfectly, integrating into the body with living tissue. In the field of cybernetics, electronics are implanted in bioprinted pieces, creating cybernetic organs that surpass natural ones. Imagine bioprinted lungs equipped with sensors and nanofilters, purifying the air before it enters the bloodstream, or bionic eyeballs with zoom and infrared vision. However, patients with these experimental eyeballs begin to report paranormal visions. A former archaeologist, after losing his sight in an accident and receiving a bionic cornea, claims to see the past, convinced that he has unearthed hidden secrets that could rewrite history. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, a mysterious flesh-eating disease is devastating regions of a country. Scientists use bioprinting to create a new type of skin capable of surviving the disease. This achievement divides opinions. Some applaud the scientific efforts, while others question whether people with this type of skin are still part of the human race. Delving into the world of living architecture, we find buildings constructed with bioengineered materials that self-repair, purify the air, absorb pollutants, and even reproduce. These buildings use gecko-inspired adhesives and eco-friendly concrete similar to coral reefs. Some New Age buildings are powered by biological batteries that use bacteria to store and generate energy. However, concerns arise about planned obsolescence, where companies manipulate biomaterials to deteriorate after a certain time, forcing customers to continuously acquire replacements. At the top of these living buildings, in luxury apartments, the walls display pieces of living art. Artists use living tissues and biological printers to create works of art that evolve and grow. These oceanfront apartments are protected against rising sea levels and storms by living sea barriers. Genetically modified corals and mussels form these barriers that grow and regenerate, defending these coastal cities. And then we have bioluminescent lights, plants, bacteria, and algae designed to glow in the dark, as well as creatures from the depths of the sea, replacing electric street lamps. However, in a small town where these lamps illuminate the streets and purify the air, a sudden decomposition of bioluminescent organisms plunges the city into darkness. Botanists and engineers need to discover what is causing the death of the neon lights and restore the city's lighting. Conspiracy theories spread that the lights were hacked and reprogrammed to release dangerous pollutants. Elsewhere, a robotics company created a robot with bioluminescent skin. The company tests the robot in a museum, guiding visitors through exhibitions. This raises the question, will human skin be next? Underground, biohackers are one step ahead, experimenting on their own bodies. Cyberpunks and biohackers operate hidden from government regulations. They implant microchips in their arms and get tattoos with digital inks that display their online information. Together, they hack and build biocomputers made of biomaterials and living neural tissue. Hackers adjust brain chips, deactivating security features to perform extreme and unauthorized neural experiments, and use their own DNA as storage devices, capable of storing vast amounts of data. Under the city streets, there's a black market for innovative substances. Biohackers create grapes that ferment into wine in minutes and produce unregulated foods resistant to pests and diseases and free from allergies. The greatest interest is in self-replenishing food containers. Made of living organisms, these containers constantly regenerate their content, offering an endless supply of microfoods. These biohackers also venture to freeze each other, hoping to bring bodies back to life. Known as cryonic punks, they have genetically modified pets that glow in the dark. There are rumors about the creation of chimeras, animals with genes from multiple species. The name chimera comes from Greek mythology, a fire-breathing creature with a lion's body, a goat's head on its back, and a snake's tail. In the real world, corporations make old models of bionic prostheses obsolete, forcing users to upgrade. Then the question arises, who owns the limbs, people or corporations? Bioprinted prostheses integrate into the nervous system, providing more natural touch and control. The military performs voluntary amputations, and governments use bionic limbs to create super soldiers. A young man, paralyzed in an accident, learns to walk again with a bioexoskeleton. Each prosthesis and bioexoskeleton has a tracking registration number. In government laboratories, scientists test advanced artificial womb technology, capsule-shaped devices for external pregnancy, a process known as ectogenesis. In a world affected by infertility, artificial wombs have become a hope. Rich people outsource childbirth to large womb farms, while governments facing population crises do the same. Conspiracies speak of a dictator obsessed with his legacy, using artificial wombs to create many descendants and rule eternally. Other fields using artificial womb technology include space colonization, military use, and the revivification of threatened species. There are also experiments with prolonged gestation, where a body remains in the artificial womb for longer to enhance cognitive and physical capabilities. The next big industry is in biohybrid robots, made with biological tissue, providing more flexibility and energy efficiency. A corporation develops biomimetic robots that blend with nature and interact with animals. The corporation claims that biorobots are for environmental monitoring and biological research, but there are concerns that they could become invasive species, disrupting ecosystems and leading to the extinction of native animals. Others fear that biohybrid robots could be used for espionage, like drones that mimic birds so well that even other birds cannot perceive that they are machines. These types of robots can be used to violate sovereignty, where governments implant invasive biohybrid animals to infiltrate and undermine the autonomy of other nations. As advanced biohybrid robots become capable of rapidly producing harmful bacteria and viruses after a nuclear-scale biowaste catastrophe, radiation-immune biohybrid robots are humanity's best chance for survival. They collect resources, rescue survivors, and clean up biohazardous waste. The first biorobot becomes a restorer of extinct animals, carrying DNA and giving birth to lost species. These are the neo-humans, real-life X-Men, mostly biohackers who are no longer considered human. They represent an entirely new species, After winning a biological lottery, this is the first person to become a human insect repellent. He inhaled a designed virus that delivered CRISPR components and target genetic sequences to his skin cells and sweat glands, where pheromones are now produced that repel local disease-carrying insects. A singer has her vocal cords and resonance chambers bioengineered to produce an inhuman range of sounds, transforming her into a living musical instrument. A biohacker becomes a living canvas, using biofabricated skin pigments that change in response to light, temperature, and mood, displaying moving images and art. People are able to grow food on their own bodies, and marine biohackers are hacking their own bodies with genes from marine animals, creating bioluminescence and gill-like enhancements to breathe underwater. There's a new age Wolverine who is resistant to bone fractures thanks to bioengineered collagen enhancements, and is capable of rapid regeneration with human tissues that are designed from reptiles and heal at an accelerated rate. People are bioengineering themselves to age backwards by manipulating telomeres and cell regeneration. One person claims to have the ability to split their consciousness using organic brain augmentations to multitask at an unprecedented level. And the first person is able to heal others through touch by transferring regenerative cells. Biotechnology is on the verge of profoundly transforming our existence. Soon, we may see the cure of diseases previously considered incurable, the reversal of aging, and the creation of new life forms. Advances in bioprinting, genetic engineering, and brain-machine interfaces are ceasing to be science fiction to become tangible realities. But with so much power, the responsibility is also immense. The ethical, social, and environmental implications of these technologies are vast and possibly irreversible. As scientists unravel the secrets of life, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared for the consequences? The line between enhancement and dehumanization is very thin. By reprogramming our biology, do we risk losing what makes us essentially human? Or are we just accelerating our natural evolution? So, would you undergo genetic modifications to become a superhuman? Share your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to share this video so we can foster more discussions about our biotechnological future.